Coaches Chat, where we get to know those that we work for a little bit better. We are out here today, Bryce Valley, home of the Mighty Mustangs, with Coach Gary Syrett and boys head coach, varsity basketball. Coach, thanks for having us out. It's always good to see you.
Oh, hey, it's great to see you too. I'm always excited to get to know people that are involved with the activities we are, the youth and basketball and that, so I'm really looking forward to it.
Good. Let's jump right in. Tell us a little bit about yourself. Help us to get to know Coach away from the court.
All right, well, I've got 5 kids, a great wife that's supportive in this. I work at Ruby's Inn. I've been involved in the same business since I was 22. It's kind of Bryce Valley. I went to school in Bryce Valley, born and raised here, so this is home.
Oh, did you? I didn't know that.
Yeah, this is home.
You were going to graduate?
I don't. You know what? I like it. It is one of the. It's someplace that we enjoy. My wife's from Salt Lake, and I didn't know how she'd enjoy it, but she's fit in. It's been a good experience.
Neat stuff. What got you into coaching?
You know, I loved high school sports, loved basketball, and I actually, when Coach Jessen was here, I started taking stats for him, and kind of we got talking at X's and O's, and he invited me to be on staff, and was an assistant for him for about 6 years, and then I've been the head for 6 years. When he left, I took over. Looking
back, good decision?
Yeah, I've loved it. It's been a growing experience, but it's been a lot of fun.
What do you like the best, and what's the biggest area of growth?
You know, I'm somebody who likes to push myself constantly and challenge myself, and being in a small school, I love practice. I tell my assistants and that I'm probably a better practice coach than game coach. I love developing kids and that, and sometimes in the game things get a little weird, but I really enjoy just developing and pushing myself, learning. You know, there's a huge learning curve. I'd played the game, but it's a totally different thing to coach it and share it with others.
Okay. The Mustangs, how are you going to be this year?
We're excited. We should be really, really good.
You're always good.
Well, we thank you. And we've had a great run, and we're excited about our last several years, but we have a potential to be really tough. We brought back every player from our state championship team. The MVP of the state's back. We're excited. We hope they've worked hard. We're excited.
Okay. Other side of the coin, referees, officials, officiating. You hear those terms. What's the first thoughts that come in your mind?
You know, honestly, partner. You know, we have a great game when we can work good with the officials and when they're working good with us, you know. But yeah, it's it's one of the things that we did last year was started having more 3-man crews because, you know, it's
good move, bad move.
I love it. I really do. And I think it's one of them deals where we have to be good partners.
Yeah. Okay. Game day. I know from the referee point of view, I know when it's game day. I got my schedule. I know where I'm going. I know who I'm picking up on the way. I know who's my co-official. I know I've got my bag all packed. Got a regular routine. I know what time to eat lunch, what time to get snacks, those kind of things. Talk to me about your game day.
Mine's a little different because I'm not in the school. I mean, mine's up until, a few hours before we leave or the game. I'm normally doing other things, but it's just the same thing, preparation. I mean, I try and have a typed up game plan of every team, who their strengths are, who their weaknesses are, what they're going to do against us, how we're going to approach them. And, I'll go through it in my mind, try and be ready with those things, as well as, trying to get ready emotionally. If it's one of our rivals, I have to approach it a little different than if it's a 2A school and it's just going to be a fun night where we go and jump it up and see what happens. So.
What about referees? Where do they fit into your game day mix?
Honestly, I like to know who's coming. I call Principal Brinkeroff up and ask him who I've got as much as I can before, because certain referees call games a little bit differently than others, and some of the referees I have a great rapport with, and I enjoy seeing them. Other ones I don't know very well, or maybe I might not even have a great rapport with them, but I like to know, because I'd be curious to hear your take, but certain games feel differently based on who's officiating them.
Don't think there's any question about that. Concerns about officials, worries, do's and don'ts. if you could give us a list of do's and don'ts once we get to the gym site and before the game.
Be on time. I like that. I just feel like whether it's a player or a referee or a coach, if there's a hurriedness to the thing, it doesn't seem like things start off well. I don't know how other coaches feel. I like to visit with the officials, and I don't mind if the opponent's coach visits with the officials. I just think it's good. It's good to feel like everybody's there, we're ready to roll, and then we move forward.
Yep. Once we toss it up, as referees, our focus is to keep you focused on the kids in the game. And that's what you're there for, and that's what you do better. So when and if we do interact, we like to be direct without being rude, and we like to be short without being snippy. And delicate balance there. Talk to me about your thoughts on dealing with officials during the game.
Yeah, absolutely. This is the one area that I really have officials that are, I guess you'd say, my favorites. I like communication, and I don't mind if it's short. I've as me and you've talked about this over the last few days, I've thought about a few instances where, I've really disliked calls or even situations that were going on, and an official just coming over and talking to me for just a second totally took it a different direction. I can think of one instance in the state tournament last year where I couldn't even tell you his name, but an official just came over and had a real quick conversation with me about what he was seeing and why he didn't think I was seeing it right, and kind of made a little joke, and it diffused. I mean, my whole demeanor dropped and his dropped, and it was a really good experience. And I just, if a referee will communicate with me, even if it's short, the ones that I struggle with, and for good or bad, is when I'm trying to get their attention, they just keep running by me. I need to work on that.
Give you the cold shoulder, right? I've been coming out working for you for around 10 years now, and yes. I'll go on the record. I think we both know I've missed more than my fair share of calls. When an official misses a call, and it's obvious, not only to the official but to you and everybody in the gym, how do you approach that situation with the official?
It really depends on honestly the official or the timing of the game. I had an official ask me. This has been my first or second year coaching. Is one of the better officials in the state, I think, and he's from down in your area. And he asked me like 2 or 3 days later, he's like, "Hey, why did you not make the right call?" And I thought about it from at the minute, dude, I just blew it. And I think that I've had really good relationship with officials that just say, I've had several officials say, "Man, I think I messed that up." And what do you say back? All right, and so I understand players are going to make mistakes. I'm going to make mistakes, and the officials are. I like it when we're just honest and say, "Hey, man, we messed it up. Move on."
From a coaching point of view, head coach Bryce Valley Boys Varsity, what can the officials do if you had your way? What would you change? What can we do to be better? What would be the first thing you'd do?
That's a great question. I'm going to be honest with you, and my assistants, my players would back this up. One of the things that I tell my kids all the time, hey, everybody's there trying to do their best, and I really believe that about officials. If I had anything that I wish was better, and it is really good most of the time, but occasionally I just wish that communication was better. And I get it. I don't want the officials to think I want somebody to come stand by me and have a conversation. That's not possible. But it is nice to feel like that there's that ability to talk if you're frustrated, or for them to talk if they're frustrated. It's been good.
Good. Final thoughts. Your wrap up.
Just honestly appreciation to officials. I know they take grief from coaches, from players and fans, and as a general rule, they do a good job. In 6-7 years of being a head coach and being in a lot of super competitive games with rivals and really intense situations, 99% of the time it's been amazing. I have very few complaints, and I think the officials and the official association do a good job of putting us in a good situation. If we have bad situations, it's because of us.
Okay, good. Thanks again, Coach, for having us out. Always a pleasure.
No, thank you.
Look forward to getting it going this season.
Looking forward to it. Thank you.